Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Raghusudha, Head and Assistant Professor in the Department of Microbiology from Government City College, Hyderabad, is here to talk on pure culture techniques in microbiology. The term pure culture refers to a population or colony of cells growing in the absence of other species or types. A plate inoculated with only one species, and if there is no further contamination, then we can see that each colony on the plate will consist of a genetically identical cells originating from a single parent cell. And obtaining a pure culture using different techniques is known as pure culture technique, and these techniques allows us to isolate one species from a mixed culture. Pure culture is defined as a growth of microorganisms that contain only one cell type. The objective of pure culture techniques is to obtain pure culture and prevent cross contamination of the obtained culture. A mixed culture or a contaminated culture is not worthy for diagnosis or research studies. Before getting into the details of the topic, let us see some major inventions made in developing these techniques or the tools which are used in producing these techniques. The first one is agar based media developed by Fanny Hess and Robert Koch in 1880. Petri dishes were invented by Julius Petri in 1887, Erlenmeyer flask by Emil Erlenmeyer in 61, glass pipettes by Louis Pasteur in 1870s. Streaking method and inoculation loop was invented by Friedrich Loeffler and George Gaffkey in 1880s. Bunsen burner by Robert Bunsen and Peter Desaga in 1855. Autoclave by Denis Pepin, Pierre Alexandre Lamry and Charles Chamberlain from 1679 to 1879. Ovens and incubators were invented and developed by many. Finally, the credit goes to Percy Spencer for ovens and incubators for Julius Hess, developed in late 1800s. Microscope was invented by Antoine Leeuwenhoek and developed by Charles Cagnard de la Tour, Joseph J. Lister, Carl Zeiss, Ernst Abbe and others between 1677 to 1870. These pure culture techniques were developed by Robert Koch in order to obtain pure cultures from mixed cultures, and the same techniques are being used even today. And the top 6 methods used for obtaining pure culture of microorganisms are streak plate method, pour plate method, spread plate method, serial dilution method, single cell isolation methods and enrichment culture method. First, let us see streak plate method. It is the most commonly used method for isolating pure cultures of bacteria, which requires a small amount of mixed culture taken by an inoculation loop and is streaked across the surface of an agar media. The successive streaks thin out the inoculum sufficiently and the microorganisms are separated from each other. Streak out a second plate by the same loop or needle without re-inoculation. These plates are incubated to allow the growth of colonies. The key principle in this method is that by streaking, a dilution gradient is established across the face of the Petri plate as bacterial cells are deposited on the agar surface. Here are some various methods used for streaking. Out of various methods, the most popular method aiming to produce isolated colonies is quadrangular streaking method, wherein the streaks are made on 4 sides of the plate by reducing the inoculum at each and every step or at the beginning of each and every streak on each direction. First streaks are made on one direction, and after that the inoculation loop is incinerated in the flame, and the again loop is cooled, and in the second direction the streaking is made, and the end of second lines again the loop is incinerated, followed by drawing the third line. At the end of third line again loop is incinerated, and the fourth side of the plate is streaked with the loop, obtaining culture from the end of third line. And after incubation we can see isolated colonies in the fourth direction. So, this is a picture showing streak plate method, wherein by doing this quadrangular plating method, isolated by reducing the dilution of the inoculum at each and every angle. So, each colony is the progeny of a single microbial cell, thus representing a clone of pure culture. Such isolated colonies are picked up separately using sterile inoculating loop and re-streaked onto fresh media to ensure purity. Moving on to the second pure culture technique, pour plate method. This method involves plating of diluted samples mixed with melted agar media. The main principle is to dilute the inoculum in successive tubes containing liquefied agar media so as to permit a thorough distribution of bacterial cells within the media. Here, the mixed culture of the bacteria is diluted directly in tubes containing melted agar media maintained in the liquid state at a temperature of 42 to 45 degrees centigrade, and the agar solidifies below 42 degrees centigrade. The bacteria and the melted media are mixed well, and here is the picture showing pour plate method, wherein the first sample one loopful culture is transferred into a tube containing a dilution, and further from again one loopful of culture from this first dilution is transferred to the second dilution tube, and from second third dilution tube 2 loopfuls are transferred, and the last one is the control. So, when this first diluting tube containing the media is poured onto a nutrient plate. Similarly, the second tube containing a dilution from the first tube is poured onto a nutrient plate, and the third is also poured onto a nutrient plate. So, in this process the inoculum is reduced with each dilution into the medias, and equal distribution or even distribution of the bacterial culture can be obtained in this method, while a control is kept wherein there is no sample is added, and we expect it to contain no colonies. The contents of each tube are poured into separate Petri plates, allowing it to solidify and then incubate. The isolated colonies develop both within the agar media, that is on the subsurface colonies, and on the media surface colonies. These isolated colonies are then picked up by inoculation loop and to another Petri plate to ensure purity. So, this particular method has certain disadvantages. Picking up the subsurface colonies need digging them out of the agar media, thus interfering with other colonies, which is often difficult to pick up the subsurface cultures. The microbes being isolated must be able to withstand temporary exposure to 42 to 45 degrees temperature of the liquid agar media. Using this method we can grow only mesophilic organisms, whereas microorganisms which are sensitive to 42 degrees centigrade cannot will not be isolated in this method. Therefore, this technique provides or proves unsuitable for isolation of psychrophilic microorganisms. However, the pore plate method, in addition to its use in isolating pure cultures, is also used for determining the number of viable bacterial cells present in a culture. Moving on to the third method of pure culture techniques, spread plate method. The mixed culture or microorganisms are not diluted in the melted agar media, unlike in pore plate method. It is rather diluted in a series of tubes containing sterile liquid, usually water or physiological saline. So, it is a improvement of pore plate method, overcoming the disadvantages and carrying forward the advantage of pore plate method. The advantage in pore plate method is diluting the sample, serial dilution of the sample, that is an advantage in that, and the disadvantage is that we cannot grow psychrophilic organisms. In spread plate method, a drop of diluted liquid from each tube is placed on the center of an agar plate and spread evenly over the surface by means of a sterilized bent glass rod. The medium is then incubated. Some plates with well isolated colonies grow. This happens as a result of separation of the individual microorganisms by spreading over the drop of diluted liquid on the medium of the plate. The isolated colonies are picked up and transferred onto fresh medium to ensure purity. In contrast to pore plate method, only surface colonies develop in this method, and the microorganisms are not required to withstand the temperature of the melted agar medium. So, this is the mixed culture and it is diluted with water or physiological saline. We usually prefer physiological saline to prevent osmosis of the cells, and then it is transferred onto a already solidified agar media and spread with a sterile bent glass rod, and after incubation isolated colonies grow in the media. This is a picture showing spread plate method. Let us see the difference between spread plate method and pore plate method. In spread plate method, the amount of inoculum to be used is only 0.1 ml, while compared to pore plate method wherein we use 1 ml of the inoculum. And in pore plate method, the sample is first inoculated into a molten agar media and then poured onto a plate, whereas in spread plate method the sample is directly inoculated onto a already solidified agar media and incubated, and after incubation in spread plate method we can see colonies only on the surface of the agar media, which is easy for picking the colonies, whereas in pore plate method we have surface colonies on the surface and on the subsurface of the agar media. Moving on to the fourth method, serial dilution method. This method is commonly used to obtain pure cultures of those organisms that have not yet been successfully cultivated on solid media and grow only in liquid media. A microorganism that predominates in a mixed culture can be isolated in pure form by a series of dilutions. The inoculum is subjected to serial dilution in a sterile liquid medium, and a large number of tubes of sterile liquid medium are incubated with a aliquot of each successive dilution. The aim of this dilution is to inoculate a series of tubes with a microbial suspension, so dilute that there are some tubes showing growth of only one individual microbe. For convenience, suppose we have a culture containing 10 ml of liquid medium containing 1000 microorganisms, that is 100 microorganisms per ml of the liquid medium. So, the medium now contains millions of microorganisms, but since they all originate from a single microorganisms, it is pure culture obtained through serial dilution, and the serial dilution proceeds in this way. 10 ml medium having 1000 microorganisms. So from 10 ml of the medium we have removed 1 ml of the medium, 1 ml of the medium. So 1 ml consists of 100 microorganisms, and this 1 ml is added to 9 ml of the medium where we have 100 microorganisms in it, and from this again 1 ml is removed where we have 10 microorganisms, which is again added to a fresh 9 ml medium wherein we have only 10 microorganisms, and from this again we have removed 1 ml, and this 1 ml when it is added to 9 ml of the medium, it consists of only 1 microorganism, and this procedure is known as serial dilution. Let us see how it is diluted and plated onto agar medias. So the original inoculum 1 ml is added to 9 ml of broth, wherein the dilution is known as 1:10 dilution, and from 1:10 dilution 1 ml is transferred into a fresh 9 ml broth where we attain 1:100 dilution, and from 1:100 dilution again 1 ml is transferred into a fresh 9 ml broth obtaining 1:1000 dilution, and from this tube 1 ml is transferred into another fresh 9 ml broth obtaining 1:10,000 dilution, and from here again 1 ml is transferred into a fresh 9 ml broth to obtain 1:1 lakh dilution, and when these broths are plated onto different nutrient agar medias or agar medias, this is how we can see the colonies. As the dilution increases, the number of colonies plated on the agar media reduces and obtained isolated pure colonies. And here we are supposed to do calculation by calculating the dilution factor and colony forming units per ml of the sample. The dilution factor is calculated by using a formula which is equal to volume of sample by volume of sample plus volume of the diluent. For example, volume of the sample is 1 ml divided by 1 ml plus volume of the diluent is 9 ml, which is equal to 1/10. Then calculate the colony forming units per ml of this sample, which is equal to number of colonies produced in the plates into dilution factor at a particular dilution. How many colonies are being produced is to be multiplied and divided by the volume of the culture plate. Moving on to the fifth method of pure culture technique, that is single cell isolation method. An individual cell of required kind is picked out by this method from the mixed culture and it is permitted to grow. Here we use two methods, capillary pipette method and micromanipulator method. Capillary pipette method. Several small drops of a suitable diluted culture media are put on a sterile glass cover slip by a sterile pipette drawn to a capillary. One then examines each drop under the microscope until one finds such a drop which contains only one microorganism. This drop is removed with a sterile capillary pipette to fresh medium. The individual microorganism present in the drop starts multiplying to yield a pure culture. So it is a manual method wherein we pick a single microorganism from the culture and inoculate into a medium. So the drops containing microbes are put on sterile cover slip with a capillary pipette in this way, and they are observed under the microscope, examined under the microscope until a drop contains only one microbe, and if we find such drop, then the drop is transferred into a culture tube containing suitable medium. Moving on to the second method, micromanipulator method. Micromanipulator method have been built while permit one to pick out a single cell from a mixed culture. This instrument is used in conjunction with a microscope to pick a single cell, particularly bacterial cell, from a hanging drop preparation. Hanging drop preparation helps us to find out, it is very easy to find out bacterial cells in a hanging drop preparation. The micro manipulator has micrometer adjustments by means of which its micropipette can be moved right and left, forward and backward, and up and down. A series of hanging drops of a diluted culture are placed on a special sterile cover slip by a micropipette. Now a hanging drop is searched which contains only a single microorganism cell. This cell is drawn into the micropipette by gentle suction and then transferred to a large drop of sterile media on another sterile cover slip. When the number of cells increase in that drop multiplication, the drop is transferred to a culture tube having suitable medium. This yields a pure culture of the required microorganism. The advantages of this method is that one can be reasonably sure that the culture comes from a single cell and one can obtain strains with it, the species. There is a disadvantage. The disadvantage is that the equipment is very expensive, its manipulation is very tedious, and it requires a skilled operator. This is the reason why this method is reserved for use in highly specialized studies. Picture of micro manipulator. Moving on to the sixth method, enrichment culture method. Generally, it is used to isolate those microorganisms which are present in relatively small numbers or that have slow growth rates compared to the other species present in the mixed culture. The enrichment culture strategy provides a specially designed culture environment by incorporating a specific nutrient in the medium and by modifying the physical condition of the incubation. The medium is of known composition and specific condition of incubation favors the growth of the desired microorganism but is unsuitable for the growth of other types of microorganisms. Good examples for enrichment medias are tetrathionate broth and selenite F broth. Tetrathionate broth. Muller first described use of tetrathionate broth for the cultivation of Salmonella species. He found the medium to be inhibitory to lactose fermenting Enterobacteriaceae, which allows while allowing unrestricted growth of the Salmonella. Tetrathionate broth contains bile salts which are inhibitory to gram-positive and gram-negative microorganisms other than Salmonella species. Iodine iodide solution is added to the prepared medium just prior to inoculation. Addition of iodine iodide solution promotes production of tetrathionate, which inhibits the normal intestinal flora of fecal specimens. Picture of tetrathionate broth inoculated with Salmonella species and Staphylococcus aureus. In the last tube which is inoculated with Staphylococcus aureus, there is no growth, hence there is no change in the color when compared to the first tube which is the control. Whereas the middle tubes in green color shows the growth of Salmonella species, different species of Salmonella. Moving on to the second example, selenite F broth is used as an enrichment media for the isolation of Salmonella from feces, urine, water, food and other materials. Sodium selenite inhibits the growth of gram-positive and many gram-negative bacteria including Enterococci and coliforms, whereas Salmonella are not affected. Sodium selenite is highly toxic at near neutral pH. So after performing all these pure culture techniques, we have to ensure the purity of the culture. Assuming that one has isolated a pure culture, how does one establish that it is pure? A pure culture is one in which the cells are all of one kind, that is demonstrating likeness. Hence, the proof of purity of culture consists of demonstrating the likeness of microorganisms in the culture. It is based on certain criteria as follows. The microorganisms look alike microscopically and stain in the same fashion. When plated, all the colonies formed look alike. Streaks, stabs, etc. are uniform. Several isolated colonies perform identically and ferment the same sugars, and so on. Thank you.